Hello everyone. Welcome to the 7th episode of the Reverend Chris Q&A video blog, where I answer questions submitted by folks in the church. I'm coming to you from my home this time because a couple of days ago I tested positive for COVID. Although I've had relatively minor symptoms and am feeling much better already, I am observing CDC isolation guidelines and staying home to prevent further spread of the virus. Several of you asked questions expressing interest in my background before I entered ministry, so I thought since I'm coming to you from my house, it might be a good time to address those. What did you do before going into ministry? What's your academic background? Where, what degrees, etc.? Well, I am a couple of credits short of a theater degree from Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. As a very young man, I decided getting out of Beaumont was more important than finishing that theater degree. Later, I went to the University of Houston, where I hold a bachelor in psychology with a minor in sociology, and then again, even later, to Meadville Lombard School of Theology, where I hold a master's in divinity degree. In Houston, I worked in nonprofit management and administration, as well as served as artistic director for a local theater company that I founded. And here in Austin, before I became a minister, I also worked as an executive director at a nonprofit. How long have you and your spouse been together? Wayne and I have been together over 31 years. We've had a number of great adventures together. I love him with every fiber of my being. And that brings me to our easy question for this time. What is the point of life? Well, there's the humorous science fiction book series, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, wherein they built a supercomputer that calculated for millions of years to answer the great question of life, the universe, and everything, and came up with the answer, which was 42. I know life can be that confusing and strange sometimes. I think that for me, a lot of the meaning in life is found through relationships. Relationships with one another and relationships with our vast universe, that sacred web of all existence of which we are part. Some of us are more introverted and a loner. Some of us are more extroverted. So those relationships may look like a small, close-knit group of family and friends, or they might involve a much larger community of relationships. Still, though, I think for all of us, we ultimately find meaning in those relationships. I think creative endeavors, the arts, music, theater, writing, gardening, cooking, knitting, any ways in which we find a creative outlet can also help us find some purpose in life, and I think are ultimately just another way in which we engage in relationship with humankind and with all that is. The things that we do here in church, exploring higher purpose together, building community and relationship, working for social justice in our world, these are also ways that we find purpose, that we find the point of life. As I've grown older, it's come down to really, I find meaning in loving and being loved. I don't have all the answers to this question, obviously, but this is where I find the point of life. See you next time.